Welcome back, our dear viewers. Egypt has remained during the past 10 years to achieve tangible success in its foreign policies in various Arab, African, Islamic, and international circles. And in its team, Egypt has regained its status as a pivotal directive of the people, which has been accomplished in the Egyptian interest. Egypt also has been able to achieve its sustainable development goals through the international community support and was able to restore the network of Egyptian regional and international relations to the desired level of diversity, equality, and mutual respect. To shed more light on that, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Ayman Musharrafa, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning, Mr. Ambassador.
Good morning to you and good morning to the viewers.
Thank you, sir, for being with us. Ambassador Musharrafa, Arab endeavors in Egypt's progress and its access focused at the best on the unity of the Arabs, taking into account that the Arab national security is closely linked to the Egyptian national security. Also, President Sisi stressed the inevitability of the relationship between the Egyptian and Arab security, which is based in the Egyptian strategic vision. In your opinion, sir, what is Egypt's role in maintaining peace and security among the Arab nations?
Actually, I want to shed some light to have historical perspective. Egypt is a founder member of the Arab League since 1944, and it was in the forefront of protecting the Arab interest in the area, because we are living in a very turbulent area and we are living since a long time in an arc of crisis. So the Egyptian foreign policy is always linked to preserving the Egyptian national interest, which is a part of the Arab security, collective security, and the Arab interest from the Atlantic to the Gulf.
Yes.
The Egyptian foreign policy always was stressing on the Arab unity in facing all the challenges surrounding us since the founding of the Egyptian modern state in Muhammad Ali through the 19th century, the 20th century, till our present time.
Yes.
It's very, very important. The Arab security is very important to the foreign policy, because Egypt is living in a very, very critical area due to the geographic position which it is holding and the historical perspective. So always in our foreign policy, the Arab dossier is very, very important to us, and we are taking always the first priority in promoting Arab unity, not only in political issues, but in economic and social issues.
Indeed. Sir, Egypt is very much also concerned with the Palestine issue, as President Sisi focused on Egypt's steadfast position and its effort to reach a just and comprehensive solution in the name of its rightful name. What's your comment on Egypt's role in that issue concerning the Palestinian issue, sir?
Actually, we were the custodian of the Palestinian problem since 1948, and through all this time, Egypt has defended the Palestinian cause, and we entered several wars for these cases. And so, always our position was the Palestinian cause is the source of the problem in the Middle East. So we want to have a Palestinian state based on the 242 resolution and the 338 resolution, which was never, given a chance. The Egyptian policy always was trying to promote Palestinian unity. We held several negotiations between the Palestinian faction itself before the 7th of October to find a Palestinian unity government, because the Palestinian unity government will help to solve the Palestinian problem and to help to have a common Palestinian position in front of the Israelis. And after the 7th of October, of course, we held the first international conference in the administrative capital to try to find a ceasefire and to try to find ways and means to establish a humanitarian corridor in the Palestinian area, in the Gaza Strip. And in the same time, we called, and through the Egyptian diplomacy and on the presidential level and on the ministerial level, to halt all Israeli breach of the international humanitarian law and the Geneva Conventions, to stop the systematic destruction of the infrastructure in Gaza and to destroy the Gaza Strip. And we stressed with our Arab partners and Arab brothers on the total refusal of the forced displacement of the Palestinians from the territory. And lately it was a summit yesterday between the President Sisi and the King of Jordan to stress again against any displacement of the Palestinians from their territories.
Indeed. Also, sir, Egypt's position is clear from the experience of the crisis in Libya as well, which is based on three basic principles. Recognition of the unity and sovereignty of Libya, non-participation in Libya's internal affairs, its political independence, in addition to the commitment to a comprehensive dialogue and rejection of any kind of violence. Can you elaborate on that, Mr. Ambassador?
Yes, please. Since the Libyan revolution in 2011, Egypt has a very clear position to preserve the unity of Libya and to call for a presidential and parliamentary election to elect a united Libyan government which would impose peace and security, because we have 1,000 kilometers of border with Libya, and any problems and any issues in Libya will definitely impact the national security of Egypt. So Cairo hosted several meetings in concerning the unity of Libya on the tribal level, on the political level, on the parliamentary level. We are promoting the idea of holding an election as soon as possible to end this impasse and to end the suffering of the Libyan people, which they are engulfed in a civil war since more than 12 years without having an end on site.
Yes. Also regarding the Yemeni crisis, President Sisi stressed that the national state, unified, capable, modern and equal is the way to overcome control over the legitimate ambition of Yemen and the Arab peoples. Egypt continues its efforts and encourage the humanity to which the people of Yemen are being exposed and provided support to Yemen. Can you elaborate on the Egyptian position from the Yemeni crisis as well, Mr. Ambassador?
We have actually a historical story with Yemen. Since the Yemeni revolution in 1962, Egypt was a force of stability in building the new Yemen state. To have a modern state and a modern government in Yemen to benefit the Yemeni people, because Yemen is in a very important country for our stability. The Bab el-Mandab Strait and Yemen itself is the first gate to the Suez Canal and the first bastion of the Egyptian national security. So throughout the Yemeni crisis, we convened many meetings in Cairo to try to end the Yemeni crisis with the Arab brothers like Saudi Arabia and other key players in the Yemeni conflict, because the unity of to find a unity government in Yemen is the only way to end this vicious civil war since nearly 10 years, which is ravaging Yemen, and the only people who are paying the price are the Yemeni people. And even right now, the instability in Yemen is threatening the international maritime routes. It's a very important one. In this area, 8% of the international commerce is passing through the Strait of Bab el-Mandab till the Suez Canal. So it's very important. The stability and peace in Yemen is one of the high priority in the Egyptian national policy.
Of course, of course. Also, President Sisi was always keen on the relation with our Arab brothers, and especially in Saudi Arabia, which is specific to reaching the Arab nationalism. How do you see the Egyptian-Saudi relations during the past 10 years, Mr. Ambassador?
Actually, I will go to history again. Since the first visit of King Saud to Egypt in 1946, it put the stones of the Egyptian-Yemeni cooperation to protect national security. Always you have the access of Cairo, Riyadh, Damascus, in confronting several issues and several challenges to the Arab security, like the security of the Gulf, like the Iraqi-Iranian war, like the issue, the instability in Sudan. So always continuous cooperation and continuous elaboration and consultation between the Saudi Arabia and Egypt is very important. And this consultation is on several levels, on presidential summits and on continuous ministerial consultation between the two foreign ministries on the technical level.
Indeed.
Because the security in the Gulf, security of the Red Sea, and the security of the maritime routes is very important to the Egyptian and the Saudi national security. So the president has a very, very close relation and several visits to the Saudi Arabia. He met the top Saudi leaders always to exchange important views about all challenges facing our area.
Indeed. Also, the Egyptian-Emirati relations, which are very close, if we might say. How do you evaluate the Egyptian-Emirati relations during the past 10 years?
Of course, the Emirates, the United Arab Emirates, since the time of Sheikh Zayed. Sheikh Zayed was always a friend and a brother to Egypt since several years. And we have even cities here in the name of Sheikh Zayed. So we have a cooperation on several levels in the United Arab Emirates, on the political level and lately on the economic dossier. And the deal of Ras al-Hikmah shows the importance that the United Arab Emirates is giving to the Egyptian economic file, and the need to be the prime and the first investor of in Egypt. I mean, and right now all the figures, I don't have accurate figures, but the United Arab Emirates is the first and the biggest investor in the Egyptian economy. And we are on the political level, we have many dossiers which are very important to us, like Libya, like Sudan, like the Palestinian problem, and like the Syrian dossier. I mean, we have this continuous consultation and the collaboration and the continuous visit between the two leaders to exchange view on all the challenges facing the two countries.
Indeed. Sir, if we might talk here now about the Egyptian-African relations, and if I might say as well that during the past 10 years we have witnessed great improvement between Egypt, in the relations between Egypt and most of the African nations. How do you evaluate the Egyptian-African relations during the past 10 years?
Egypt, historically too, because history always is a very important key factor to understand the political event. Egypt is a key founder of the African Union organization and the new restructured organization again.
Indeed.
And it has President Sisi presided several times over the African Union organization, and Cairo hosted several international summits of the African Union, because we do believe that the national security of Egypt is beginning from Africa, since, for instance, the source of the Nile is in Ethiopia, and the Horn of Africa is very, very important to our national security, starting from Somalia, passing to Ethiopia, to Eritrea, to Sudan, and to the Egyptian borders. So always we have a very, very important cooperation with Africa on the technical level, on the economic level, and we have the Egyptian African Fund for Development, which has a budget of around $50 million per year to fund projects in Africa for social and human development, like projects in the medical sector, in agriculture sector, and in other sector which would be beneficial to both sides on the basis of win-win situation and on the basis of the respect of sovereignty and non-interference in internal affairs. Indeed. And the President Sisi has several tools in Africa, Central Africa, West Africa, the Nile Basin countries, because we do believe that Africa is coming as the second most important circle in formulating the Egyptian foreign policies.
Indeed. Ambassador Ayman Musharrafa, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you so much, sir, for your precious input. Always a pleasure to be with us, and have a lovely day. The new administrative